Here we are in Lincoln City. Perhaps you've been here before, searching the coastline for an elusive glass float. Today we're going to learn how those floats are made and how to work safely as we turn molten glass into works of art. Let's get to work. Oregonians are anything but ordinary. We're traveling the state to find the weird and wonderful jobs people do and how they stay safe doing them. I'm Corey Jenkins, and this is Oregon Odd Jobs. Tucked away on the Oregon coast is the Lincoln City Glass Center, where every day, artists are making beautiful creations and allowing the general public to try their hand at a unique experience. And today, it was my turn. Here we are with owner and founder Kelly Howard. Kelly, how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been here on the coast for almost 19 years in February, and I've been blowing glass for a living for 22 years.
So tell me about what kind of works of art you can find.
Yeah, so we have artwork from over 100 different artists. There's vases and fish and lighting.
Can you make something for us today? I'd love to watch you, and then I'd love to try my hand at doing some glass blowing.
That would be great.
The first step was to grab our small colored pieces called frit, which come in a variety of sizes and are hand mixed personally by Kelly.
Certain colors actually change a lot, so
Really?
they'll actually look really different. Glass color has metals in it, and when you mix certain ones, they'll turn brown or gray, and they won't. It's not like paint.
With our frit selected and put on a table called a marver, it was time to collect the glass. What are these called?
These are called blow pipes.
Blow pipes.
And this is a pipe warmer. It warms the pipe up so that the glass will stick to it. If you put a cold pipe into the furnace, the glass won't stick.
Speaking of the furnace, inside were these. Small chunks of glass melted down at a temperature of 2200 degrees, which, in case you were wondering, is hotter than lava. With the glass still soft and sticky, we quickly headed back to roll it in our frit. Then it was time to head back into the heat. This is called the glory hole, which is used to help melt frit into the glass and make the glass soft and pliable enough to mold it into shape. From there, the process repeated itself with a little more glass, a little more frit, a lot of heat, and then more frit. Now, Kelly, I'll be totally honest, I have no idea what you're making, but I know it's gonna be beautiful. If you noticed, Kelly never stops turning the pipe. The reason is to keep the glass on center. In other words, preventing it from drooping or falling off the end. The next step was to swirl the colors, then after heating it up once more, taking a steel pick and drawing in the surface of the glass. A little more heat, then Kelly used a wooden block to get the glass into a more uniform shape. And then it was time to blow. They used to use their mouths to blow into the end of the pipe, but during COVID decided compressed air was a more sanitary option. As the glass bubble filled with air, Kelly again used the block to shape it and a tool called jacks to begin pinching off the end. At that point, we had our basic glass float. But Kelly had something special in mind. With blowtorch in hand, Kelly created a small hole in the other end. And after yet another visit to the glory hole, she used the jacks again, expanding the hole into a bowl. Then, after a quick flash of heat, Kelly spun the bowl as it fluted out into an amazing shape. Oh, wow.
Fluted.
With just a tap, the bowl was off the pipe. A foot was added and stamped and placed in a kiln where it would very slowly be cooled over many hours.
So it's called annealing, and basically so that piece of glass that we put in there, the foot was really hot, the outside surface was cooling really fast, so it equalizes the temperature.
Okay.
And then it slowly takes it through a couple different temperatures.
So if it cooled down way too fast,
if we just left that
shatter?
bowl outside into the air, it would just break apart.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now it was my turn. But after selecting the style of float to make, I started to wonder, with all this heat, how do you keep from getting burned?
Glass is, 2100 degrees. You're pretty aware of where that is all the time.
So keys to safety are, You don't get it close to you. What kind of personal protective equipment are you wearing?
We wear glasses.
Glasses?
To protect our eyes. We have the customers wear gloves also because the pipe does get hot.
They also have plenty of tools at their disposal, such as this pipe cooler, a heat shield, instruments to keep your hands far away, and even this, which helps with ergonomics. With gloves on, we grabbed our blowpipe.
So the pipe is going to get hot from about halfway down.
Okay.
So you want to keep your hands on the back half. If I see you going to touch it somewhere that I know it's too hot, I'm just gonna move your hand, and I'll be like, I'm moving your hand. Don't fight, go with me.
We put the pipe in the furnace as Kelly gathered the glass.
Here we go.
Then we did some frit dipping, rounded it out, and put it in the glory hole.
You want to keep it parallel to the ground.
Parallel to the ground,
Yep.
so don't tilt it.
Yep. Because the glass, once it heats up, it'll start either moving off the pipe or coming back on the pipe, depending on your angle.
You want to keep it centered. Okay, got it. Okay, so what are we looking for us to remove it?
So I'm going to
Fix it.
I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix the shape.
Yes, please.
And then we're going to be basically spiraling all the color around.
Okay.
So Kelly showed me her turn and drag technique to spiral the color, which looked awesome. And then I tried it.
Good.
Good, you say. I don't think you're saying what you mean.
No, you did good, you did good.
After heating once more, we let gravity do the trick to glob back down. Then we reshaped it and trimmed off the end to bring the spiral to the top. More heat, and then, using the steel pick, we drew in our pattern.
Oh no, look at that. That's not right. This is how to make the world's ugliest float.
That is not true.
Just have me do it.
The prettiest
Kelly makes
float.
it, it's pretty. Corey makes it, it's pretty ugly.
No.
With one last trip to the glory hole and a little more shaping, we were finally rewarded for our efforts and able to blow this once glass blob into a beautiful glass float.
And you are going to give this a gentle tap up here.
Up here.
Yep. Good. All right.
A quick stamp, and off it went into the kiln to join our bowl.
See you tomorrow, buddy.
Bye.
And that's it.
And that's it. Awesome.
That wasn't so hard.
Right? It was fun.
That was really, really fun.
Cool.
Thanks to the folks at Lincoln City Glass Center for helping visitors safely create their own works of art. If your next trip to the coast is rained out, swing by for an experience you'll not soon forget. We'll see you next time on Oregon Odd Jobs.